Hi, everybody. It's Allie, and I'm so glad that you're here, whether you're here on the live class or whether you're listening to the recording, because I'm so excited to talk with you about how to detox your home and life in a natural way. Because this was a slow process for me, but once I started, there was really no looking back. And since I started this process, I've noticed some significant changes since I started swapping out basic household items that were toxic. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I will make sure for those listening to the recording that you have access to these handouts. But for those of you on the live call, just go into the chat and you'll see 3 downloads that you can save and follow along. But I'm sharing with you the Environmental Working Group Cleaner Hall of Shame document, which is very eye-opening. There is a detox, a home detox handout that is 2 pages. And then I'd also just encourage you to go to ewg.com and start putting in the products that you're using, because I think you might be really shocked like I was. Because here's the thing, if you're busy like me, you just keep buying the same products out of habit. And have you really looked at the ingredients? You know, we're busy, maybe we only have 15 or 20 minutes to run into the grocery store and get what we need. And so we buy the same things, but over time, ingredients have changed. And toxins in products are being hidden. Our government is not tackling this. And so I'd actually like to hear, you know, for those of you who are on the live webinar, and even for those of you in the recording, you can always type in the comments below. Type in the chat for me what you're most concerned about when it comes to the health of your home and family, you know, when it comes to the products of your using, because I will make sure that I answer anything that you're concerned about. So tonight I'm primarily going to talk about toxins in our homes. Within the next month, I'll do a webinar on toxins in our bath and beauty products, and I'll do another one on toxins that our pets are exposed to. So I want to try to keep this you know, as concise as I can, and boy, there is a lot to cover. So let me just start by diving in and talking about how our skin is our largest organ. And, you know, a lot of people really don't know that. They don't realize this. And so we try to live a healthy lifestyle by eating right and exercising. But sometimes the last areas we think to change involve our cleaning and personal care products. You know, we pay so much attention to what we put in our mouth, which is very important. But we also need to pay attention to what we put on our skin. You know, so, you know, what we smell and what we put on our skin is just starting to get attention, because all of it goes into our bloodstream, whether we eat it, smell it, or put it on our skin. Now, we've been through this antibacterial phase, and what it ended up doing was making us unable to fight off most germs. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So we really have to educate ourselves and reduce our toxic exposure, because our skin is our largest organ, and what we put on it and what we put in our body gets absorbed into our bloodstream and integrated into our body tissues. It's not a coat of armor. It protects our body, but it's highly permeable. And it's not only the largest organ, but it's the thinnest. Only 1/10 of an inch separates our delicate organs from a multitude of toxins that go on our skin. And many of these toxins have an estrogen mimicking effect, all of which can destroy all of our good health intentions if we're trying to eat right. So that's why we really got to pay attention to what is going on our skin. So why do we need to detox? You know, why do we need to detox our home and our life? Well, you know, we all want our homes to be clean and free of pests and germs. However, the household chemicals that we use to clean pose some very serious health risks. Many of the ingredients in these popular products that you can walk into any grocery store and see products that we thought that we could trust are actually harmful to our health. And it was funny. I was actually just having lunch today with two ladies, and we started talking about this, and they were completely stunned at what I was telling them, because, and one of them even said, I expect everything in the grocery store that I buy to be safe. And I just had to say, I know, I did too. And that's not true. And so the problem is that most of us are not aware of these hidden dangers and how prevalent the health threats can be. And this is why it's so important that we educate ourselves. You know, I'm so happy that you're all here listening to this, because we need to find out what toxins we are being regularly exposed to. We need to find a way to reduce and limit our exposure, and find other replacement products that are safe and effective. Because when you look at the health issues, I mean, you see it on the screen. It can be linked to allergies, birth defects, cancer, hormone imbalances, infertility, learning disabilities, obesity. I just learned this last month at a conference that I went to, that people who are struggling with obesity, if they can start to detox, they may find that their weight loss happens easier. And it can also relate to reproductive issues and just so much more. So these are the things that just make me go, So did you know that the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, requires a list of ingredients to be put on products, and it's under a federal law called the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act. However, and there always seems, you know, I'm an attorney, there always seems to be a big however when it comes to laws. The Fair Packaging and Labeling Act is not allowed to be used to force a company to disclose trade secrets. So you'll see on a lot of packages where you'll see a trademark, a proprietary blend, a secret ingredient, and they don't have to disclose it. So on the screen, if you can actually squint your eyes, I just copied this today off of the website for Procter & Gamble, which produces Tide laundry detergent. And if you look all the way down, the second one from the bottom is called Liquid Tint Blue. It's a colorant and it's trademarked. They don't have to tell us what's in it because it's a trade secret. So fragrance, that's a fragrance and a colorant. Fragrance and flavor formulas are very complex mixtures of a lot of different ingredients that can be natural, they can be synthetic, they can be toxic, and they are most likely to be labeled trade secrets. So they don't have to tell us what's in them. Now, there are some companies that absolutely will disclose that, and I'm going to talk about one at the end. But this is just a good example. We don't know what Liquid Tint Blue is, and that's okay if it is in compliance with federal law. Other things that make you go, So most people assume that the government oversees the multi-billion-dollar household cleaning products industry, but the reality of it is that it is largely unregulated. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, of the nearly 3,000 top-selling chemicals in the United States, only 7% have a full set of basic toxicity information. So for the most part, the EPA simply relies on voluntary testing agreements with major manufacturers. And that's kind of scary. The European government has banned 1,222 times more chemicals than we have here in the US. The power of large companies having well-funded government lobbying efforts have allowed them to avoid legislation, often hiding behind that principle of trade secrets, which is exempted from that federal law. So without full disclosure, consumers like us can unknowingly expose our families to unhealthy chemicals. The Natural Resources Defense Council tested 14 air fresheners and found that 12 contained phthalates. And I'm going to talk about phthalates. And none of the products listed this on their label. And that that's allowed. And this is why it's so important for us to really educate ourselves and to find a company where you can trust that they are fully labeling all of their ingredients and they're being fully transparent. So other things that make you go, and this really got to me last year in 2015. So have you ever heard of the concept called greenwashing? So you've all been to the grocery store or Target or Walmart or wherever you like to shop to get your cleaning supplies. And have you noticed that there's more and more green or natural products on the shelves? And you're thinking, yay, okay, I'm going to pick a healthier option, and you buy it. Unfortunately, the industry has caught on to the fact that people are wanting changes, and they've responded full force with product lines claiming to be green or natural. Many are labeled this way for marketing reasons, the same way all of the bad for you stuff is on the bottom two shelves where kids can reach them. And then they just charge you 20 to 30% more. So they put it within our reach, and through marketing make us think that they're more healthy, but they usually contain the same amount of chemicals as other products. This misleading practice is called greenwashing, and it's marketing to make products appear healthy to us. So for example, arsenic, uranium, mercury, formaldehyde, these are all naturally occurring substances in nature, yet they are poisonous. So all natural or green doesn't necessarily mean non-toxic. So, again, it's difficult to tell exactly what is in our products due to these trade secret laws. So if you all are freaking out now, it's okay. You can type in the chat. Tell me how you're freaking out about this. So I'm going to go through these 8 ingredients to avoid. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, but these are the 8 big ones. Because here's the thing, we do not have to put up with this. We can make change in how we spend our dollars. It's why the greenwashing has happened, because we as a society are more interested in natural cleaners. And so they've responded, not in the right way, but we actually vote with our dollars. So, who really knows what some of the toxins are that we are regularly exposed to? Because of the labeling, we don't necessarily know. So I'm going to go through some of the big ones. Sadly, there's others out there, but this is a starting point to make you aware not only of what chemicals are out there, but more importantly, what they are doing to your health. Because I'll tell you, I hear such scary stories of children going into puberty much earlier because of the hormone disruptors in these ingredients. I was at a conference last month where a medical doctor from Houston was sharing how he is treating a 2-year-old who has already gone into puberty. And then we wonder why the cancer rates are soaring instead of decreasing. So I'm just going to go right through these 8 and share with you what I have learned. But first, I want to talk about our daily exposure. The average woman uses about 12 products, and they contain about 168 toxic ingredients every day. And men use about 6 products containing 85 toxins every day. What we put on our bodies may be doing more harm than what we actually put in them. Because remember, our skin is our largest organ. So let's start with the first one, alcohol. And I'm not talking sitting down after a long week and having a glass of wine. No, this is alcohol that you're going to find in products such as mouthwash. One of the biggest culprits, has huge amounts of alcohol in it. And mouthwash products tend to have an alcohol content, an ethanol content between 21 and 26%. These are high concentrations. And when you compare it to wine, which is 12%, and beer is between 3 and 7%, this is a huge amount of alcohol. Now, these products with alcohol also contain phenol and methyl salicylate. Methyl salicylate is wintergreen, and a vast majority of the wintergreen on the market is synthetic. And what this does is they present a risk of toxicity when you are using them. So think about what goes in your mouth and all of the pathways into the bloodstream. And when you are swishing your mouth with something so high in alcohol, it creates a massive toxicity risk for you. So we need to be getting rid of any alcohol-based mouthwash. The second ingredient is just called fragrance. Have you ever looked at a product and just seen where they've listed fragrance? I was just walking through the grocery store, just doing a little bit of research for this presentation, and I was stunned at where they just list fragrance. They don't have to tell you what it is, just fragrance. And fragrance is a secret mixture of chemicals. And that secret mixture is proprietary, often trademarked, and so they don't have to disclose what it is. And, so you'll see lavender fragrance on a product like shampoo or lotion. Well, that's not lavender. What it is a concoction that has been chemically created to smell like lavender. And so fragrance is found in cleaners, cosmetics, detergents, lotions, shampoos, soaps, you name it. It is almost everything. I really encourage you, the next time you go shopping, just start turning over the labels, look for fragrance. You're going to be stunned because we don't know what it is. And fragrance has been listed as one of the top 5 allergens in the world. So because of my love of essential oils, whenever I talk to people about essential oils, at least half of the people I talk to, if not more, say to me right up front, I have a sensitivity to smells, to scent. And when I explain to them that what they're allergic to are the toxic fragrances, this chemical soup that was created to smell like lavender or rose or whatever, that's what they're allergic to. They're not allergic to an essential oil. But it's really hard because when you do have that sensitivity, it's so ingrained in your lifestyle that you almost can't see a pure scent out there that won't create an allergic reaction. So fragrance is one of the top allergens in the world. Now, toluene, which is in fragrances, is also present in coal tar and petroleum. It is a solvent for paint, paint thinners, silicone sealants, rubber, printing ink, glue, lacquer, leather tanners, and disinfectants. It's an octane booster in gas, but you want to know what else it's in? It's in nail polish and hair dye, which is why we're now seeing the creation of plant-based hair dyes that don't have all of those nasty chemicals in them. Most salons have not switched over to those. And then you're also seeing the creation of more natural nail polishes, cruelty-free nail polishes, non-toxic nail polishes. But again, most salons have not switched over to them. There's one nail polish that I use so that when I go and get a pedicure, I take my nail polish because it does not have toluene in it. And so toluene is a known neurotoxin. It can cause loss of muscle control, brain damage, headaches, memory loss, plus speech, hearing, and vision problems. And so this is actually going into our system. And because toluene is a fragrance, it's in a lot of different products. Nail polish and hair dye is just a couple of things. So again, be on the lookout for fragrance and toluene. Heavy metals is next because heavy metals have an estrogenic effect on breast cells. specifically breast cancer cells. So aluminum is the number one ingredient in antiperspirants, but we encounter a lot of heavy metals just living, and using products. We encounter copper, cobalt, nickel, lead, mercury, methylmercury, tin, cadmium, and chromium, and all of these have estrogenic effects. But the biggest culprit is antiperspirants, because aluminum is the number one ingredient. If you have an antiperspirant, go look at it. You're going to see that it is the number one active ingredient. And research, loads of research, is revealing that even very small amounts of aluminum are needed to produce neurotoxicity. So since 1911, more than 100 years, they have been researching this, and there is experimental evidence that has repeatedly demonstrated that chronic aluminum intoxication reproduces neuropathological hallmarks of Alzheimer's. But I want you to also think about this. When we think about breast cancer, what is the one product that is applied to our body every day that is in that area? And you can start to see where the increase in breast cancer started coming with the increase in use in antiperspirants. Now, a lot of women, they're like, well, I need this. I don't want to smell. I don't, I need to be professional. I have to go to work. And there's lots of different things that you can do. But moving away from the antiperspirant is so incredibly critical so that you can start detoxing heavy metals out of your system. Nickel was even voted the allergen of the year in 2008 by the American Contact Dermatitis Society. I don't think that's a good award to win. But when you look at the health risks, tremors, personality changes, restlessness, anxiety, sleep disorders, depression, cancer, I'm thinking finding another way to not have an antiperspirant and working towards a plant-based deodorant is a lot better than encountering some of these health risks. Let's go to parabens. So parabens are used as a preservative and are not always on a label. They are a cheap way for companies to make their products last longer without collecting bacteria. Parabens have been banned in Japan, Sweden, and the European Union. So they are found in skincare products, lotions, deodorants, anything that, they want to have a preservative in. And so parabens are not only used as a preservative, but also used as a germicide. There was a study done by the Journal of Applied Toxicology that detected high amounts of parabens in breast cancer cell growth. Parabens are able to bind to estrogen receptors where they encourage breast cell cancers to grow. It mimics natural estrogen that leads to cancer. And research has shown that parabens have caused breast tumor cells, specifically the MCF7 cells, to grow. And they can even contribute to hormone imbalances and early puberty. So when I think back, especially to that doctor from Houston talking about a 2-year-old who had already gone into puberty, when you look at what babies and children and then teenagers and adults, what we are surrounded by now, it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me because we are bombarded with toxins every minute of the day. Now let's talk about polyethylene glycol, PEG. So PEG is found in pretty much all personal care products. It's found in baby care products, cleaners, deodorants, lotions, shampoos, conditioner, sunscreen, toothpaste. I mean, you name it. It is in almost everything. So it is made by I can't pronounce this word for the life of me. Ethoxylating propylene. Okay, so ethoxylating is an industrial process in which ethylene oxide is added to alcohols and phenols to turn it into a surfactant. So a surfactant, you just need to Google that because it's going to freak you out. You're going to see a lot of products have the word surfactant, surfactant. So the EPA considers this propylene glycol, this PEG, so toxic that they require gloves and goggles when disposing and burying it. I'm going to say that again. When manufacturers are disposing of PEG, they are required by the Environmental Protection Agency to wear gloves and goggles. Why on earth is it then in baby care items, cleaners, deodorants, lotions, shampoos, sunscreens, and toothpaste? Why? This is why it's so important to know the products for your company, because there's all different PEGs out there. But what the PEGs do is they've been linked to dermatitis, kidney damage, and even seizures. PEG can damage cell membranes. And when you think about what happens in our body at a cellular level, that's how cancers happen, because the cells start to mutate. So this really freaked me out. This product is specifically for sensitive newborn baby skin. And I want you to look. Do you see PEG? I see it twice. So PEG 80, which is the third ingredient. You know that how they list ingredients is based on how much is in it. So in this example, water is the highest element. This second element, I can't even pronounce that. That has the second most. So PEG 80 is the third ingredient. And look at what this says. Now this description of PEG 80, I did not get off of the Johnson & Johnson website. I got it off of another governmental website. But PEG 80 may contain harmful impurities or form toxic breakdown products linked to cancer or other significant health problems, gastrointestinal or liver toxicity hazards. I tell you, I just want to cry when I see this. This is being put on newborns. And if you think our skin is thin enough as it is, it's even more thin on a newborn. And look at the other ingredients. I didn't even go through and figure those out. I can't even pronounce them. Polyquaternium 10. What the heck is that? Tetrasodium EDTA. Ethyl hexylglycerin. What the heck are these? And yet I see moms every day buying this. We have got to start educating people. This is ridiculous. Now let's go to the phthalates. So phthalates are a group of chemicals that are actually used to soften and make flexible plastics and vinyl. So why is this a common ingredient in body sprays, deodorants, lotions, plastic packaging, but it's often not listed on the labels? Phthalates are what make nail polish chip resistant. Phthalates is what make fragrances last longer. Phthalates affect testosterone in both men and women, affect growth development. This happens in fetuses as well as children and adults. It can impact fetus development and decrease birth weight. But yet it is in a lot of products and often not listed. Now let's go to sodium lauryl sulfate. So SLS, this one is really what put me over the edge about a year and a half ago. So it is one of the most dangerous ingredients that is used in cleaners and personal care products. It has been banned in Canada and the European Union. It is used in about 90% of personal care products, anything that foams. It is also the product or the ingredient that is used in, if you go through the car wash and you know how they squirt that foam on you, sometimes it's different colors and it looks really pretty. Yeah, it's sodium lauryl sulfate. It is the prime ingredient in garage floor cleaners and in engine degreasers. But yet it is in 90% of our personal care products, cleansers, conditioners, shampoos, soap, and toothpaste. It's a skin irritant. But what you'll see on a lot of labels, and I was at Whole Foods the other day and I was reading labels and saw that sodium lauryl sulfate, behind it, it was labeled as a plant-derived surfactant. So here, let me clarify what that means. Although sodium lauryl sulfate originates from coconuts, the chemical SLS is anything but natural. The real problem is that the manufacturing process, this ethosylation, I can't even pronounce that right, ethosylation results in SLS being contaminated with dioxane, which is a carcinogen byproduct. So yes, just because it derives from coconuts doesn't mean it makes it safe. It is corrosive, it is a pollutant, it's a pesticide, it's an irritant. It is shown to cause DNA mutation. And it's also a penetration enhancer, which means it breaks down the skin's protective barrier and brings other chemicals into the body, drives it into the body deeper. And this is in 90% of skincare products. Now, this is what freaked me out. And I'm trying to be really careful not to list particular products. So this one, I did not list what the product is. But look at the third ingredient, sodium lauryl sulfate, a plant-derived cleaning agent. Well, I just explained to you what happens through the ethosylation process, where the SLS becomes contaminated and becomes a carcinogenic byproduct. So when you look at this, someone is trying really hard to greenwash it. Because look at it, plant-derived, mineral-based, plant-derived. And you want to know what product this is? And this is what really started me on my detox effort, because I was using all of these green-based products. This is 7th generation's free and clear laundry detergent for sensitive skin. That's what I was using. And when I realized what sodium lauryl sulfate was and that it was the number one ingredient, even look at the last ingredient, a synthetic preservative. I had to get rid of those products. And I thought they were the best. I thought they were the top of the line. This is why knowing because we look at this and we look at sodium lauryl sulfate and it's like, well, I don't know what that is, but it's a plant-derived cleaning agent. Hey, that's awesome. Well done. No, it's not good. We've got to look this stuff up. Here's another one. So I love the Environmental Working Group website. It is awesome. So I got this off of their website because they rate products. So this is of a product where under this product name, there's a bunch of products. And this is actually OxyClean. If you've ever thrown some of the OxyClean powder in your laundry, I've done that. Not anymore, but I've done that. But they're scoring these products. A means there's very little, if any, toxins in it. F means it's basically loaded with toxins. Here's the thing. I actually keep around these canisters for classes. And I pulled out an old OxyClean, and it was the OxyClean free, which meant it was supposed to be free of dyes and all of that stuff. So of course that's good. I looked high and low all over that canister, and there's not one ingredient listed. There's no ingredient. How they got away with that, I don't know. I had to go online and look. And one of the top ingredients was called alcohol ethoxylate. And Environmental Working Group has done the research, and alcohol ethoxylate has been connected to cancer, problems with the endocrine and reproductive system, damage to DNA, respiratory problems, nervous system issues, digestive issues, skin irritation, allergies, and damage to vision. Another ingredient is surfactant, which I talked about. Well, surfactant is too general. No one knows what it is. They also listed an ingredient as brightener. Okay, what is that? They can't even rate it. What do they mean by brightener? What is that? They also have an ingredient, I can't even pronounce it, Undeceth, UNDECETH 5, has been linked to cancer, problems with the endocrine, developmental, and reproductive system, damage to DNA, respiratory problems, nervous system problems, digestive problems, even acute aquatic toxicity. That's OxyClean. Now let's go to Triclosan. This was all over the news last week. So right now it's September 8th, 2016. If you saw anything last week, I hope you saw this. So Triclosan has been classified by the Environmental Protection Agency as a pesticide and a probable carcinogen. And the EPA gives Triclosan high scores as both a human health risk and as an environmental risk. Finally, the Food and Drug Administration has banned Triclosan. Triclosan is the primary ingredient in antibacterial products. So it is a synthetic antibacterial ingredient, and it is registered as a pesticide. If you have ever, and we've all done it, I'll admit it, I've done it. Sometimes, I need to start carrying my own soap with me. But if you've ever used a hand sanitizer, an antibacterial hand sanitizer, or an antibacterial hand soap, you have put Triclosan on your skin and into your bloodstream. What it's doing is contributing to antibiotic resistance, but it also disrupts the thyroid. How many people have thyroid issues? It interferes with testosterone and estrogen regulation. It can lead to early puberty, infertility, obesity, and cancer. It is now banned by the FDA in the US, so I'm hopeful that we are now seeing a trend with this, but who knows how long it took for them to do this? Who knows how long FDA was working on this? So if you see anything with the words antibacterial on it, get rid of it. Tell people about it. I know it's very popular in workplaces where they even set up antibacterial hand sanitizing stations. And, this just popped into my mind. If any of you were ever a fan of The Office, see, now I'm going to start giggling. They had a show where, I'm going to diverge here for a second because this is so funny, and I'm just going to keep laughing unless I say it. So Pam, the office manager, was setting up, because they were going into cold and flu season, and she's like, I'm going to be setting up hand sanitizer stations all over the office. And Dwight said, no, we can't do that. It'll ruin your health. Instead, we need to set up stations that have like mud and vomit and feces because that's what strengthens our resistance. to germs. So anyway, I just had to put that in there because that just popped into my brain, and I'm a big Office fan. So dump the triclosan. So, all right, so now who's depressed? Isn't this depressing? I know it depresses me. Let's talk about things that you can do to reduce your exposure. Number one, open the windows in your house. Let fresh air circulate. I haven't even talked about plugins and all of that stuff, but if you have been cleaning with any products that have had these ingredients, you've got to open up your windows and get these toxins out. Clean your house with just a damp rag. That's what you can dust with. Use plant-based cleaners. Make your own products. I'm going to start doing a lot more make and takes. Barb, who I see is on this webinar, she's doing a bunch of make and takes here in the Lansing, Michigan area coming up. You got to go to them. I saw what she's doing, and it looks really awesome. But here's the thing. We live in a chemical world where every day we're exposed to toxins and chemicals and pollutants. And we may not be able to avoid everything, but there are plenty of ways that we can reduce our exposure. So you want to know what I did? I threw every cleaner out. I even went through all of my makeup. And I'm not even talking about beauty products, but I threw everything out. And I switched to essential oil-based products. Because here's the thing, I was spending the money anyway. I was basically spending money to hurt my health. And I've decided to spend the money now to improve my health. And so I use essential oil-based products. They are 100% plant and mineral-based. They are non-toxic. They are made with therapeutic-grade oils. They're organic and biodegradable materials that are concentrated. The cleaning products are amazing. Everything smells great because whether you're cleaning or putting something on your skin, you're taking it into your bloodstream one way or another. So I found a company that I trust because even though the federal government says that they don't have to list everything on their label, they do. They list everything. They are 100% transparent. You can even go to their farms and see what they do. And it's Young Living. And this company is so amazing because they own their own farms. You can visit them. They source their own oils. They grow these botanicals themselves. They are in control of this process. They make their own products. And that's why when I look at the ingredients, I know exactly where they come from. You'll never see lavender fragrance, for instance, in their shampoo or their hand lotion. It is therapeutic grade lavender essential oil from their fields in Utah and Idaho and France. That's the good news. You have options. And this company, it's not just oils. I was having this conversation with somebody today who said, I'm really not that much into oils. And I'm like, there's over 550 products with Young Living, and there's like 170 oils and oil blends. So all the rest, I'm not going to do the math, but that's like, 380 products that are not just an oil. It's an oil-based product because of this problem. Everything that I was just talking about, we've got to get away from these toxic products. So Young Living is creating products that are not only good for our health, but get these toxins out of our homes and away from our babies and our pets and our kids and our families and ourselves. And so this is what I switched to. They have an entire cleaning line that is filled with essential oils called Thieves. And the Thieves blend is cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary. It smells like fall heaven in a bottle. It is amazing. Now, here's the thing. I love making my own products, but half the time I'll make my own, and the other half of the time it's like, I don't have time. And so I buy from Young Living. And this is just a small sample of what you can get. because you can get the household cleaner that's very concentrated, and the small bottle of that lasts me well over a year. You can get hand sanitizer that isn't filled with triclosan. You can get laundry detergent that isn't filled with sodium lauryl sulfate. You can get dish soap that doesn't have PEG and phthalates in it. You can even get toothpaste. You can get mouthwash that doesn't have alcohol in it, because you're already buying these products. Now, the nice thing is they actually have a starter kit that is the Thief Starter Kit. And so you can get started just by taking all of the cleaners out of your house and doing this instead. It's amazing. And just to share a little crazy and shocking fact, when I ditched all of these green cleaners that I was using that were full of sodium lauryl sulfate, and I switched over to Young Living cleaners and Young Living shampoo and face cream and lotion and everything essential oil based, you want to know what started happening? I had chunks of hair on my head start to grow back. I did not know this hair was missing. Chunks of hair. I look like Alfalfa from Little Rascals because I had all this hair sticking straight up. And I had to use oils to weigh it down because I didn't want to put hair gel in because that's full of junk. You don't know what these are doing to you until you switch. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to do what I did and just go completely cold turkey and throw a hissy fit and throw your body on the floor and just say, I'm done. You can do it one product at a time. So think of what you use the most. What are you exposed to the most each day? Is it, and start at the beginning of the day. Is it lotion that you put on your face? Is it shower gel? Is it just hand lotion, body lotion? Is it hand soap? Or do you hand wash your dishes and your dish soap? Is it cleaners? Are you one of those fastidious people who loves to constantly clean? Think of one or two things that you use constantly throughout the day. Start with those. And then maybe every month, switch to something else and make it a slow process. You don't have to just all of a sudden throw a hissy fit and just do it all at once. Just a slow process. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed because here's the thing. You're already spending the money. So I'm going to do this in a different webinar, but just if you want to get looking at this, you can get oil-infused bath and body products. Young Living has shampoo, conditioner, bar soap, deodorant, shower gel, lip balm, face cream, face wash, everything that you can imagine. And it's all oil infused. It's a really great way to get therapeutic grade oils in your system. And for your kids, oh my gosh, it breaks my heart what these kids are growing up with. If anything, get them switched. Especially toothpaste and shower gel, shampoo. I mean, there's all sorts of kids' products. You even see that there's diffusers there. One with a dinosaur, one with dolphins on it. Really trying to make this friendly for kids. And so how you get started is with a starter kit. You can either get a starter kit like you see on the screen with 11 oils and you get a diffuser so that you can stop the plugins, stop the Febreze spray. Oh, I didn't even talk about Febreze and the 87 toxins that's in that. But you can do this so that you can scent your home naturally, and you can turn these oils into cleaners because you get lemon oil, you get thieves oil. Just get a glass bottle, put some water in it, put a few drops of essential oil, and you've just made a cleaner that you can use on windows and mirrors and wood floors and stainless steel. You can use it on everything. Or you can get the Thieves Starter Kit. But the thing is, get a kit. Because once you get your kit and start using this, when you go to replace your items and buy more, you get a 24% wholesale discount because you have a membership. And when you join my group, we have a really awesome group, but quite a few of you are actually on this call. We have a great group. We have a private Facebook page. You get free access to webinars. Even though I'm doing this webinar for free because I'm so passionate about this topic, you get free access to a lot of webinars that normally have a cost with them, and loads of training. And this month, which I love, I mean, it's amazing that I finally blew a gasket over this issue and decided to do a webinar on it. This month, when you sign up with a premium starter kit, so that can be the Thieves starter kit or the one with the 11 oils and the diffuser, Young Living is going to send you a bottle of Thieves laundry soap. It's amazing because they want you to get started, to detox your home and your life. Because when you think about what you wash your clothes with, it's against your skin all the time. And when you launder your bedding, if you sleep on your side or even face down, you're breathing in any chemical that is in your laundry detergent, or, oh, God forbid, if you use fabric softener or a fabric dryer sheet. Oh, all you need is Thieves laundry soap. You will never need fabric softener because your clothes are automatically soft because of the oils. And then you can actually put a drop of an essential oil on your laundry when you put it into the dryer. So you can put like a drop of lemon and everything comes out smelling like lemon. You will save money in the long run. So this is a major, major deal this month of September that you're going to get this to really kickstart you into this toxic-free life. And then as you start replacing your products, instead of paying the grocery store, you buy from Young Living. And when you join their monthly auto ship program, where you're replacing your products every month, you're swapping out, you're buying new things, you're trying new products, you get back a certain percentage in points that you can cash in for free products. And we just started a new rewards program just a week ago, that when you're in this program for the first 3 months, you get 10% of your order back in points. So let's say you order $50 a month, and that's what you need in order to be a part of this program, $50. So you're already spending $50 at the grocery store. Just spend it for oil-based products. So let's say you spend $50. 10% of that is 5. So you've earned 5 points. Months 4 through 24, you earn 20% back. So instead of earning 5 points a month, you're now earning 10. And then after month 25 and beyond, you get 25% back. Your points will add up very fast. On average, I'm cashing in about 1,000 points a year. That's $1,000 in free products. So whenever anybody says to me, well, Allie, the toothpaste is $10. It's $10, but you're earning points back. And when you cash in all those points, and it starts to minimize the cost. And you realize, you know what? In the end, I'm paying what I paid in the grocery store, but I'm not paying with my health. That's the big thing. And then also the new thing part of this program is that you get loyalty gifts. So after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and on your year anniversary, Young Living's just going to send you a thank you gift. So it's a really, really great program. So when you're ready to get started, just go to youngliving.com. You see the little pink arrow, you just click on Become a Member. Just enter my number, 1414338, for sponsor and enroller. You're going to come into my team. You're going to get loads of education. Pick your starter kit. I really encourage you to look at the Thieves starter kit because it's a great way to get started. But the premium starter kit with the oils is also great because you can turn those oils into so many great ways to clean your house and scent your house. So thank you for joining in. I'm just going to see if anybody that's here live, if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the chat. And I'm glad I got this in under an hour. So do we have any questions? Oh, great. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, isn't it eye-opening, shocking, scary? But we need to know. And now you've got some of the basics so you can know, and certainly download those documents that I put here in the chat. And for those on the recording, they're going to be, I will find a way to get them onto my YouTube page because it's just something that you can carry with you. So anyway, thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, just feel free to contact me at Allie@manifestedharmony.com. And I'm super happy to help you and really happy to get you on this journey and welcome you into the team. So just let me know if you have any questions. And thanks for joining in, everybody. Have a good night.